Hey there guys, Cubby here with my Godzilla review. It is a bit late, but I need to get this out. Pretty much went into this movie not having many expectations for it. As a child, growing up, being a child of the 90s, I loved the Matthew Broderick version. A, because I didn't know that much, and B, the Green Day song at the end was pretty sweet. And they had the Godzilla roars in the radio station that they played it at, so I was like, oh, that's awesome still. But I mean, you know, looking back on it, it was a pretty terrible movie. Going into this, I didn't think it would be that. I really didn't think it was going to go that route. I feel a lot of the reboots that are coming out now, I have a negative feeling towards, just because I feel like they don't really put too much effort into ideas and stuff. But this is one of those franchises where I feel a reboot every decade or two or whatever, if you have a good run of whatever, you can kind of do it and get away with it because it's a classic character that doesn't necessarily need to be time-stamped all the time. You can have some fluidity with it, I think. Godzilla, at least, you can do that with. So them doing it with some of the best actors now and the way they handle them, the way they used the characters and did the story, I think really, really worked well for making it feel real and at the same time completely fantastical with giant monsters doing what they do. The way the story is intertwined with what is happening within the world, the way they handle it, it's more of a disaster movie and not a giant monster movie. So if you're going into it thinking you're just going to see monsters fighting like Pacific Rim, you're actually going to get something more along the lines of Cloverfield. You get a good payout and some Pacific Rim style fighting in it eventually, but it's more of a grounded human story following this family that just happens to be interwoven completely through this crazy story. Amazing, amazing. The way they touch all these cities, the way they do it, I think it's awesome. I think it was a really, really great take on something that could have easily gone south, and everyone behind it was top notch. Actually, I really like Elizabeth Olsen after this, even though she cried for most of the movie. And I'm usually really annoyed by it. But their chemistry as husband and wife got me really excited for their chemistry as a kind of weird brother and sister combo. So it's kind of like, all right, they got that going for them. They got that part down. So let's see how they handle Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, because we're nerds here, and that's my biggest priority. I want to see how good they are in that movie. But either way, in this, the acting was great, the graphics were great, Godzilla was handled perfectly, and the other things, I won't give too much away if no one's told you already, or if you haven't seen it yet. But everything was handled pretty well. There were a couple things, being that I'm from Vegas, some things that happened within a scene involving that city, that kind of made me a little like, nope, that wouldn't happen. But it's a movie, and who cares? It was awesome, and it was cool, and the way they handled certain things was spot on. So I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. I highly encourage you to see it if you haven't yet, and if you have, you know you want to see it again, and I'll go with you, because I want to see it again too. So there you go.